first comment card I have is from Joel, is it Dejean?
Greetings. My name is Joel Dejean, and I am the LaRouche Independent Congressional candidate for the new 38th District, which includes Jersey Village. Now, I want to go back a few years. Back in 1999, less than 1 month after NATO started bombing Belgrade in the center of Europe, the Columbine High School massacre occurred, where 13 people were killed. Now, 4 years ago, today, May 18th, another massacre occurred in Santa Fe, near here, in Texas. 4 days ago, you had the massacre in Buffalo, New York. Now, what's the common denominator? Well, even the New York Times was forced to admit that the manifesto of the teenage killer included the Nazi emblem called the Black Sun, which is the same Nazi emblem used by the Azov Battalion in Ukraine. Now, 3 years ago, 40 Democratic congressmen signed a letter to Secretary of State at the time, Michael Pompeo, demanding that the U.S. not supply weapons and training to the Azov Battalion. Now, the Azov Battalion is the leading part of the Ukrainian army, which we are using as a proxy to fight Russia. Now, the last time I read the U.S. Constitution, the Congress is still responsible for declaring war. Now, as far as I know, we have not declared war on Russia, but we are using Ukraine as a proxy. So what ye sow, ye shall reap. So why should we be surprised that young teenagers and others are committing mass murders in the United States when we, for the last 20 plus years, have been spreading weapons and mass destruction in Iraq, in Syria, in Libya, everywhere except Saudi Arabia, which was the country that financed and supplied the hijackers that killed 3,000 Americans on American soil on September 11th. Now, if we continue down this road, and by the way, my Republican opponent, Capitan Wesley Hunt, a graduate of West Point, is running on his record in Operation Iraqi Freedom, where he flew 55 combat attack missions in his attack Apache helicopter. And for his service, he was rewarded by giving a diplomatic position in Saudi Arabia. Now, I have issued a challenge to Wesley Hunt, who, by the way, is supported by Michael Pompeo and the former Secretary of State of the Bush, H.W. Bush administration, James Baker the third. I have asked Wesley Hunt, what was he doing in Saudi Arabia? So if we continue down this road of pushing NATO, we're taking on 2 more members, Sweden and Finland. We are pushing, doubling the boundaries, the area which touches on Russia. We are pushing NATO further and further to the east. By the way, Secretary of State Baker, when he was Secretary of State for H.W. Bush, promised the Russians that if we allowed Germany to reunify, we would not move NATO 1 inch to the east. Well, we didn't move 1 inch, we moved 1,000 kilometers. So that's what's behind this war in the center of Europe. But what is to be done? We have to have a new security and economic architecture that will provide security for Russia or Ukraine and begin to dismantle NATO,